societies, and cultures. I love the quote by George Mueller. He said, "Remember today that you can never bring about the supernatural through natural means. Don't even try." And then Mueller, who never made his needs known and supplied the needs of literally thousands and thousands of orphans daily, wrote, "Faith doesn't operate in the realm of the possible. There is no glory for God in that which man can do. Faith begins where man's power ends." And so part of what we're going to talk about is, how does that happen? How do you unleash God's supernatural power in your life and in your home and in your relationships and in your neighborhood and in your work? And what and how does God release that in a church? Well, that's what breakthrough is. Question number 2, is there a biblical pattern for breakthrough? In other words, these are kind of interesting ideas, but I don't know about you. I'm sort of committed to Scripture. Is there a biblical pattern? And so what I did, and by the way, I'll spare you. I won't go through it. I found myself on a plane asking that question, and I started about 3 hours earlier, and I started writing from memory from Genesis all the way through Revelation of breakthroughs that I saw, breakthroughs that I saw, breakthroughs that I saw. And I started even with, God could have spoke one word and bam, we would have all creation. He made it. He can do it any way he wants. But even how God did creation gives us insight about his heart and what he wants to do. Because when we get creation in the beginning, he doesn't just tell us how it all happened. He creates and he says the earth is formless and void. Those are very interesting Hebrew words that mean lifeless, dead. Later they're used in places where there's chaos, lack of life. And then what happened? He speaks. And when he speaks, let there be light, it's good. Let there be plants, it's good. He speaks. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. And then he creates us, it's very good. He breaks through darkness. There's a reason he tells us, because that's the pattern. Everything in life, mark this, every single thing in life is either broken and deteriorating and moving toward chaos, or it's moving toward health and restoration and healing. Everything. And the eyes of the Lord are going to and fro throughout the whole earth, that he could find a man or a woman or a student whose heart is fully his, so that he could strongly support you just where you're at, right where you live, with the IQ and the gifts and the background and the experiences, both good and bad, that you presently possess, so that he could use you as an agent of breakthrough to stop the darkness and the chaos and the corruption and the wickedness, and to bring light and healing and love. That's the game plan. Well, I went through the whole Bible, and I wrote for 3 hours. Here's what I can tell you, just in terms of, does God unleash supernatural power to overcome the impossible? Well, once you get beyond the amazing story of creation, and then you see the drift, the idolatry, the evil, the wickedness, then one man finds favor named Noah, and he's an agent of breakthrough. And God protects, intervenes. And then he finds a man, because after the human race begins to get rebuilt, he finds Abraham. And the process of Abraham becoming the beginning of a nation that would be the jewel that God would demonstrate his power and his goodness. And his plan is always, I love people, I love people, I love people, I love people. He wanted to be with us in the garden and walk with us in the garden. He forgave Adam and Eve, and then over and over and over. But the hearts of men, we just bend and drift away from God, and we end up corrupt and greedy and selfish and hurting one another. Wars have always been with us, and God keeps intervening. And so with Abraham, he's 100 years old, living off a promise that he's going to have an heir one day. And so his 90-year-old babe has a baby. It's a breakthrough. Would you say that's unleashing God's power into the impossible? And then after Abraham, you find that there's desolation and famine and difficulty. And so a Hebrew slave becomes the most powerful man in the world under Pharaoh. To do what? Break through and deliver the people. 430 years later, now they're in bondage and slavery.